Johnny is very rich.
Yeah,
he's made quite a bit of money.
How old is he? He's like 50, 55 maybe?
Yeah. I have no idea. But
that company's done nothing but lateral moves in the last since Tim Cook took over. Like they're not
only
creating.
52.
It's all left, right, left. Right. It's so fucking
If you
irritating.
look at Samsung, and I hate to say it because I fucking hate Samsung.
We're like
phones.
Samsung, but we paint them white. We throw an Apple dealie on the side.
You can take your phone, a Samsung, and if you don't have battery, I can just put my phone on top of your phone, and it will charge your phone.
What?
That's fucking nuts. Every iPhone should have that.
I can't do that with my
You
iPhone.
can't do shit with that phone.
The only reason people still have iPhones is because they don't want to be a green bubble. It was the same thing at the end of BlackBerry. The only thing that kept BlackBerry alive was BlackBerry Messenger got cool.
Is that still popular?
It's not as popular anymore. But people didn't want to leave BBM.
I heard it's coming back.
You think so?
Yeah, they went to BBC.
I think people are going to go
now.
Yeah.
People don't want to be a green bubble. They want to be a blue bubble. Yeah. Eventually, the technology will become so ridiculous that you won't care anymore. And you'll go, you know what, fuck it, I'll just be a green bubble. And there'll be enough green bubbles.
You're right.
You'll go back.
Because a green bubble looks like a text message from Apple.
Honestly, when you get a green bubble on a group chat, you're like, okay, one of us is on welfare. You know what I mean? Like one of us is broke.
Will be back. I know Samsung fucked up the folding phone.
Yep.
But that's the next thing.
I agree.
It'll be a very small phone that folds out to like a regular iPhone now. Like it won't get bigger. It will just be the same type of phone that you can stick in your pocket.
You don't think it'll be like what Samsung did, iPhone into tablets?
I actually think maybe before the phone, it might be computers. So instead of having a laptop, you'll just have a.
They got laptops. They fold already.
But
true.
But no keyboard. It will just fold out to a big monitor.
I see.
That you can,
like
a
piece of glass. I hate that. To try to type on glass is hard though.
It's an iPad.
They'll have a tactile response, so it'll feel like you're just doing a keyboard.
Oh, an extra one.
Yeah, and you everybody felt the same way about using your thumbs to type. Fuck that. I need to touch it.
Yeah,
like
true.
You just get.
They're working on one now though. It's going to be a computer. You fold it up like a paper plane. You go, you throw your computer to your friend. He catches it.
I can't wait till they have the the glasses when they figure that shit out.
That's too much for me.
Really?
They tried it with Google Glass, right? And it was too early.
Well, people were getting beat up because they were on the train, and people are, you filming me, motherfucker?
Right. No, I'm just watching a movie. Ow!
By the way, they have those new teeny tiny little fucking bug robots that I tweeted about.
Like the bees in Black Mirror?
Kind of, yeah. But once you can put cameras and sound on those, and once the storage is small enough, forget it. I mean, everybody is going to be
Well, the storage won't be in the bee. The storage will be a
cloud.
receiver that'll go
it
to
is.
the cloud.
I mean, just however they can
Thank
immediately
you,
get it up.
Sam. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
internal storage.
Once you can get an SD card the size of a fucking zit
flying inside
you know those
robots.
cards you pop in.
Or they could just throw it in the cloud.
Yeah, I know.
The size of that fucking thing, under a gram. And that's a primitive model, but wait, 5 years, 10 years, forget it. Be the size
How
of a
many
fucking
years?
mosquito, 5 or 10, before people can get them.
I know, and I love technology. We always do. Dude, 5 or 10 years.
5, 10 years,
It's gonna
boom,
be sick,
watch.
dude.
Yeah, it's
fucking
true.
sick.
But then you look at iPhones from 5 or 10 years ago, and you
Same
go,
thing.
it's about the same. About the same.
We
Not as good. The
Storage-wise, though,
cameras
it's
are a little
amazing.
better.
Yeah.
They've
What are you talking about storage? iCloud. Everybody except you uses
Fuck
iCloud.
the iCloud.
Nobody is impressed by
iCloud
storage.
can eat my ass.
Sam, you can't put his photos in the air. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're right, Bob.
His photos are like gold medallions.
You're right.
You have to keep them in a safe.
They're really not that scandalous. It's what people would expect. It's a bunch of them, different sizes. There's nothing.
Yeah. Here's the problem with the
Not
technology.
talking about dumps.
Bunch of logs.
They need to figure out how to make the batteries stronger and smaller.
I say C batteries.
Put a couple C's in there.
Absolutely. That's the new phone.
You know, Jim, the phone's a little heavy. Yeah, we're gonna go C batteries.
Yeah, 4 C batteries. 24 hours of talk time.
I thought,
and then you have to just buy more batteries.
Buy more batteries.
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought they were gonna have modular phones where you could like take like they have like Pico projectors.
Yeah.
That you can just like clip onto your phone, like take the camera out, put a Pico projector on, and then shoot a 100-inch image on the ground.
Motorola tried that. But
They have it.
nobody wants 150 accessories for their phone. They just want one deal.
Something like that for your wall, though, people would want.
Dude, watching a fucking movie off your phone on a wall is great.
You can do it with your home movies.
Is the quality good?
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's not. Look, it's not going to be like TV or whatever. You know, whatever.
Not yet.
Oh, wait, 5-10 years?
5 or 10 years is gonna
Yeah. You got little drones flying around with SD cards. You got movies
Dude.
on your wall.
do 5 or 10 years. I'm telling you, watch Commercial Flight. You see that plane they're making? Boeing's making. It'll go to Japan in 3 hours.
Oh, my God. They
Wow.
tried that with the Concorde, though.
Yeah,
I mean, not that quick, obviously. But
It's too expensive,
Yeah.
too.
yeah, because the thing is, with the Concorde, you have to get up so high
yeah,
that they couldn't, like, you couldn't fly Concorde. You have to go overseas.
yeah.
It's also because the sound barrier breaking and taking off, it was just too much.
Yeah, they said that they were worried that the sound waves would, like, break glass.
But they could have done it. They could have done New York to L.A. You just take off from JFK over the water and fly, and then over L.A. Over the Pacific. You should,
Oh, like if you went all the way around the country instead of across
no,
it?
over the country, but you just gain your altitude. You don't want to take off over the water. You go if you take off out of New York, you go east a little bit, gain some altitude, come back west. You might lose a few minutes each
No,
way.
I think because you have to go to Mach whatever once you're in the air.
But you
and
can't
when
do that when you're over land. If it's
No,
high enough?
because the building. They said, well, most people thought that you could, but they were worried that the building's glass would break.
Oh.
That's why you could only hit that Mach speed over water, which is why they could, and they only had enough gas to get to, like, Europe or wherever they were going.
Yeah.
So it was super limited in what you could do. And then, the fucking thing crashed.
Well, yeah,
And that didn't
had
help
little
anything.
hairline fractures in that Air France plane.
Yeah, that didn't help anything.
Yeah, that never helps.
But isn't it disappointing with Apple? Like, don't you just sit there and you're like, you look at this company that you would sit there and when they would introduce new products,
This is
you get excited. Like you were watching
There was
like a
lines.
show.
You
Like
would-
I'd sit there and I would watch the live streams of their
God.
corporate press conferences just to listen to Steve Jobs go, oh, and one more thing.
Oh.
What do you got for us, Steve?
One
I
more
never
thing
liked
was
those
the
because
greatest thing
there's
ever.
always problems with the new product. There's always something wrong with it.
No, Yeah,
it's
but-
got to be
come
updated.
on.
I never watched those
Buddy,
fucking dumb
listen,
speeches. I hated them. I never watched them.
I loved them. I would watch.
The
I
best.
would fucking watch them live.
I had the iMac that looked like a snow globe.
Oh my
with
god!
the monitor
yeah.
on top.
That
It
was the first. Wasn't that the first one?
No, the first one was the iMac
color
with the
one,
clear.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was.
yeah.
I had a girl
I've
say
done
one
it.
Yeah.
time. A girl
Yeah.
said one time they redefined cool. She was talking about Mac. I always
Did you
remember
respect
that.
her more?
I didn't. Turns out she was right.
She
but
was
at the
right.
time, I hated her for it.
Like they made technology cool.
Yeah.
They're fucking. They were the best. Steve Jobs was the best.
The best. He's
He
genius.
was the
I love that
fucking best.
man.
And this is the second time this happened to
I'm a
Apple.
Bill Gates guy.
The first time, the first time this happened back, I believe, in the
50s.
80s, late 80s, early 90s,
50s.
when they. he's,
I mean-
Sam, he's kidding.
oh, I see. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's just,
Oh,
it's just-
okay. I didn't.
he's joshing you.
I didn't read it. You've known him longer
Since
than
we're
me.
talking the 80s, he's joshing you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the same thing happened when they kicked Steve. When Steve was
when the guy from Pepsi kicked Steve out.
Kicked him to the curb.
they started.
That's right.
Like yesterday's tomatoes.
You had to go to Comp
actually a good
USA
point.
to get Apple.
Right.
Remember Comp USA? And they started going, okay, they had their own laser printers. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna get I had a Mac Classic with a laser printer, Apple laser printer, which was weighed 700 pounds.
But and that's when they had no software for Apple. Like
No.
it sucked.
No,
Well, he
it
was too
sucked.
territorial, and he fucked himself. They because nothing worked with Apple products. It was stupid. They isolated themselves.
Yeah, but then
and then Bill Gates made it fucking user friendly.
Steve
and took over
Jobs
the world.
came back and redesigned everything.
Yeah, Steve, no, Bill Gates. The design wise, Apple fell the fuck off.
Yeah.
Because
Once
Steve was gone.
Steve left. The fucking company.
But didn't
sucked.
Billy G make it popular? Like where you could all these other developers and designers could kind of use Windows, and that was what gave it 80% of the world's computers.
Yes, but Steve being gone made it so that Apple was not cool. Like there was
Yeah.
no reason.
When they-
I had a Mac during that period, and it was like I just felt like such an asshole.
It sucked.
Everybody had a Windows computer, and you're sitting there with
I
your
went
Mac.
to Windows. I switched. I went to Dell.
Yeah, my dad was like, "No, we're gonna you were dude. You're getting a Dell.
Dude, I went, dude, you're getting a Dell.
That's so cool."
You knew that guy got fired for smoking weed?
Yeah,
Ew, who?
The guy from Dell.
the dude you're getting a Dell guy.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, he was like their commercial spokesman. He's just a kid who seems stoned anyway. Like he was a stoner kid.
That's his whole thing.
They
He was a
fired him for
Spicoli.
smoking pot.
Yeah, they were
When was this? In the 90s?
probably
Yeah.
like very early
Yeah.
2000s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then and Apple put out the Newton at that time too.
I had one.
Oof.
I had to return it to Radio Shack.
A Newton?
It was the first handheld Palm device.
Yeah, it was like the beginning of the Palm Pilot, but it's,
Palm Pilot. They're coming back, I hear.
It had a phone jack in it. You could stick a phone line in the top of it.
right, like the plug-in
So
wall phone.
I remember being at a hotel somewhere, and I I was in the where you get breakfast, and I was like, "Can I use that phone line?"
Bathroom?
And I had to. I had a stick. I remember plugging the phone line into my Newton. And
Yeah.
it had handwriting recognition. It was the first device to have handwriting recognition.
But it sucked.
Oh, it sucked. It took you 3 hours to write your name.
I'm a gateway guy, though.
You like the cow
I'm
box.
going back,
It's
yeah.
definitely a gateway.
Are they still even a computer or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still, yeah. I think, but they're more like for corporate stuff because you buy corporations buy a ton of them cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steve Jobs came back and he.
Came back with.
Did you get nervous about Steve Jobs?
No.
Did you pass gas?
No.
I thought I heard something, Jim.
No.
Jim, I
I
thought
did
I
that.
heard.
No.
Oh, we're gonna smell it. I'll let you know in a second.
Okay, because Jim's face, it's starting. You can see it. Okay, you see the cheekiness
No,
starting.
I'm
You
laughing.
see it? There it is.
I'm laughing because
There
you
it
guys
is.
think something. What? So Steve Jobs what? No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You're a bad liar.
Trust me.
He talks fast when he lies. He goes like this. No, I didn't. But trust me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
Steve
came
Jobs
back
comes
and-
back.
with the was the iMac.
The iMac was the first thing
The
he came back
colored
with.
iMac.
Yeah,
Well.
and he he redesigned the hardware and the software. So now all of a sudden it was like iTunes comes out, iMovie comes out, iPhoto comes
Well,
out.
well,
But the
iBook comes out.
iPhone was yet to arrive.
Very
no,
good, Jim.
Before the iPhone was the iPod.
That's right.
The iPod, and if you remember the story,
Tell it.
well, they
It's a bad way to set him up.
there is a story. Steve and his other guy in charge. They
Yes!
after the iPod, they were the big thing was Microsoft was trying to come out with a tablet. That was the next big thing.
Right.
Tablets. So Steve was at a party and somebody from Microsoft
Great
was
party.
there, and he said, he goes, "Yeah, we're coming out. We're going to be the first ones to come out with a tablet. We're the only ones doing it." And it pissed him off so much. This fucking guy pissed him off so much that he went back the next day and was like, "Everybody in, we're making a fucking tablet. Fuck them. They don't know how to do it. We're going to do it right." He had his whole team come in and figure out how to touch. He said the first one was like a table where you could take stuff and move it around. And then he's sitting there and he's in the room with this guy and he's looking around and everybody was on their phone. And they're making this tablet. They're in the and he's looking around and he goes, "You know what? Fuck the tablet. Look around." And everybody was on their phone. He was like, "We're going to make a phone." And he goes, "Everybody has phones. We're going to make a fucking small tablet phone." And he goes, they were like, "Fuck it. Make this smaller."
See,
And that's
this
why he's a
is-
tire, because they were like, "Dude, we can't even make it the size."
This is the CEO you need. You need a guy like that who will come in and insist on greatness. Now you got a guy who's walking around going, "Let's paint it white and throw an apple dongle
But
on
that's
it."
not even the way that they.
But-
I didn't like the swipe thing. I thought it should have been more sound because the swipe's a pain. I thought it should have been like you do that for it to swipe up.
like the
clapper.
clapper. The
Yeah.
clapper would be attached to the
Yeah,
iPhone.
like a clapper.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think you're right about that, Jim.
I remember the oohs and ahs. I did see the first press conference when they or whatever it was when they announced the first iPhone, and when he swiped, people were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Like
the
it
first,
really was.
the first
pretty awesome.
iPhone announcement was great because he goes, "We have 3 devices to
Oh,
tell you about
dude.
today. We have the greatest iPod you've ever seen. We have an internet communicator, and we have a phone." And he goes through, and then at the end he's like, "And it's all
No.
one device," and everybody goes,
No. That's not what he did. That's not what he did. He went.
Ow!"
He did the 3 things. He said phone,
internet communicator,
internet communicator, and
iPod.
iPod.
Yeah.
Phone. And then he goes phone. Phone in iPod. Phone in, and he kept doing it closer and closer. And he goes phone in, and then he showed the one device, and we were like, "What the fuck?"
And then he goes, "And we're gonna have a camera with no flash."
He didn't announce that like
Dude,
that.
first of all, I
He didn't.
can't-
We got
piece
a
of
flash
shit.
later. We
Having
got a
it-
flash later.
Having a camera with no flash.
It was the biggest dickhead. That's why I hated Apple, because they did it on purpose so the next version they could have a flash.
No, they didn't do that on purpose.
They did.
They did not do that.
They did. They're very. He was also.
I
very
regret to inform you,
calculating.
Bob. They did.
They would always hold back on stuff like that because they knew the upgrade would
Nope.
get you, and they worked.
No, that's not. It's not that. It's not the upgrade that would get you. I think it would be some of that. I'm not saying it's all that, but they also didn't do shit. They didn't. Samsung. The reason why the phone fucking dies and people go